So, we're going to start off exactly where session 1 ended. For those of you who weren't in session 1, I'll kind of bring you in, I think, around this scene. Because I kind of know how each of you would definitely be required by the people who were there. So session 1, what basically happened this morning. After being released from the brig, Rose and me and a few others kind of went out to see the arriving of the carnival. Everyone here knows the carnival is this strange. It's like a literal carnival. It shows up once or twice a year on boats. They're kind of announced by this music that gets played as they come. But the carnival is mostly a pretense for a man called the Patron, a very larger than life figure, to come to town and sell a ton of drugs. That's how the carnival makes its money, and the Major lets this happen because if you don't buy his stuff, he raids you instead. And if you do buy his stuff, you can tax it. So he got to show up, and he showed up. Did some business in town. Unfortunately,
Let's kill him.
during his business, that's actually probably going to happen. During his business in town, one of his men got shot. After hiding the bodies, Rose decided that she wanted to go and convince the Patron that these people had just left on a bike. Bad rolls happened. The Patron Meat went inside, immediately murdered the Patron's bodyguard. The bodyguard recognized Rose as the woman twice one of the big-time warlords of the city had been looking for. Luckily, Meat killed him. But the Patron picked up on the look. The Patron incapacitated Meat by injecting Meat with a ton of heroin, which is still in your system, by the way.
Me?
Yeah, remember he gave you a poke and you passed out.
Mm-hmm.
And then demanded that they get off his ship and that Twice would be seeing Rose soon and burning the base to the ground. When they got off, as the door closed, one more bad roll from the child thing and just one more bad moment. The Patron gave a last parting farewell gift by shooting Domino, one of the local guards and one of the more popular of the local guards, straight in the face. Domino also happened to be a good friend of the faceless Meat. So we pick up, the boat is just pulled away. Meat, you kind of waded out after the boat, slamming your axe against its side until you couldn't wade any further. Which you can wade for a while.
Wait, did you?
You're 8 foot tall.
I appeal in front of the boat, and there's a bunch of sea mines. The end.
Okay, you drown and explode.
Excellent. Well, that's half I got rid of.
Yeah, that's that's 2 problems in one. So, cool. So the boat's out to water now. It's a wee bit away when Meat gets back. Rose, I don't know what Rose is doing. The angel has came over. The angel has came over and is working on Domino right now. They look in a bad way. When you get back, Rose, there's just kind of one thing in your head, and that's the knowledge that unless you catch up with this boat before it reaches the city, Twice is definitely going to come to the base, and he tends to make a very grand entrance. You need things. You need muscle, you need guns, and you need a car.
Yes, I do. I mean, I assume I know the terrain well enough. I kind of think that here would be a good place to. Actually, I'll draw an X because it's kind of where the water seems to get a bit choppy. So I want to try and get a team to there first, or is that a stupid idea?
That's a little deceptive. That image there. It doesn't get choppy there. It's one big. This is a big lake. It's nearly. Let's see. It's like 1 kilometer to 2 kilometers across. So.
Well,
you could definitely though head them off. You could maybe catch
okay,
up
so I
with
know
them
I
and
need to
fire
head them
across.
off.
You could also, if you get nearer to the city, there is a crossing, which is like there used to be a big bridge there. The bridge has broken in the middle, but people have built struts around its legs and created kind of a barrier. Boats have to pass through there in order to get further in. You could also get to the city first and head them off when they get out of their boats.
Okay.
Or yeah, there's anything else that you can think of. But the very first thing you're gonna need is you're gonna need transport.
Money.
And can I ask
Money, transport.
Yeah, and women. As you're thinking of that, meat. I think you probably come sloshing out of the water. And yeah, you can see Domino's down and being like worked on by the look like the medic with his big bird mask and all that. What's Meat like?
Okay.
Because Meat liked Domino, didn't he?
Yeah. So it's I don't know if you're familiar with how like Timberwolves act, but when like a member of a Timberwolf pack dies, there's like a lot of howling, and then they like leave the area as fast as they can because they know that the scavengers and bigger predators are coming.
There's bigger predators than Meat. That's scary.
Yeah, it is scary, isn't it? So it's
Right.
like there's just a lot of like shouting at the sky, and then he's just dead silent and like staring out towards where the boats went.
I love this idea of just you look at the sky, no, and then casually strolling off.
Mhm.
No, oh well, that's never mind.
I don't know if there's anything casual about it. Okay, so Rose, you can see Meat's looking in the same direction you've been looking in.
Okay. Well, the first thing that Rose wants to do, because she knows that she needs a driver, she needs all this stuff. And at the moment, I've got a stashed room key for the rich guy's room. I'm gonna get that. I want to see how much barter I can get out of his room, so I can actually get together like a decent team to track this boat down.
Alright, so you're going to run off and try and loot that guy's room and see what you can find that's valuable.
Yeah, I might try and see if Meat wants to come along, but if he seems that distressed, I'll probably ditch him for now and pick him up later.
Cool. Yeah, it looks like Meat's just going to leave straight away if nothing kind of interferes with him.
We'll leave town straight away.
Yeah, look, well, that's what you
Like
kind of
I'm headed after those boats, basically.
Yeah, he's heading
You
towards the
don't
garage
stab me
already.
and get away with it.
Okay, well, Meat, I've got a plan. It's going to involve getting some fucking badasses together, getting a way of stopping that boat in the water so that we can get on board and slaughter the fuck out of everyone. Now, you're a badass. I assume you want in on this plan. Excellent. Come with me. We're going to get some gear. We're going to get over to Wolf's bar. We're going to talk to him because I'm sure he either has a driver or knows a driver or he's going to fucking lend us the gang. We're going to sort some shit out.
Cool.
Cool. Meets in.
Doomwolf. You need to leave town. Like, in a hurry. Something's happened and you need to leave town. What happened?
Probably I saw a group searching for me, or I heard from a friend of mine that people are searching for me, and they are with a larger group than I can handle.
A larger group than you can handle personally is
Yeah, on my own.
looking for you.
Yeah.
Cool. Is this the Silenced, or is this maybe like another hold has sent some people into town?
The wolf is probably not sure. He thinks that they are the silencers, but basically he heard from.
Yeah. Kind of. I don't know if they'd be in town yet, because that would be like 40 people, and that would be very
Yeah,
notable.
that's
You know they're coming. I think somebody told you like. Give me the name of a town you've pissed off recently, like a town with some clout.
Do you have to pick one from the map, or?
No, you can make up your own town. I want to populate it more anyway.
Um, let me see. The town is called Brinks.
Brinks?
Yeah.
Brinks. Cool. Cool. So, yeah, the people of Brinks, they've sent some people after you. I think last time you were there, you did something. You kind of travel around a lone gunman style and solve problems. I think the
Mhm.
problem in Brinks was that they had a extremely corrupt hardholder who you put down. Does that sound like a Doom Wolfy kind of thing to do?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like super deadly Robin Hood.
Yeah.
sometimes. This was a case. This happens sometimes. Hardholders in particular are susceptible to going a bit off, like to going with the crazy. They've got a lot of power. They're under a lot of pressure. More than anyone, they can. In this case, the hardholder just started basically kidnapping people and making public displays of them. You know, carving them up, putting them in front of his manor house. He had a big manor house inside his compound. Everyone was too afraid to do anything, except Doomwolf, who did something about it. The people were happy. Brink's guards were less happy. And that's who you've been told are on their way to see you by one of your friend. I think the person who came to see you was
Maybe Barrett. I don't know if he would know, but
not Barrett. I've actually changed you know how you were saved originally by Barrett? I've changed my
Yeah.
NPC to actually being the hardholder. So it would be the
Okay.
major who saved you when you were younger.
Okay.
But I think the person who came to help you, told you, was Fleece. Kind of a Weasley guy, Fleece, but his intel is almost always good. And he's came here from Brink on he just wanted to get out of Brink. And when he arrived, he told you that, yeah, these guys are coming to lynch you, effectively.
okay.
So you need to get out of town quickly.
I probably probably have to find someone with a vehicle if I have to get far away, or I would just walk.
Yeah, you think a vehicle would definitely help. There is a garage here. It's a shit show of a garage, you know that? Like, the major, for all of his, like, guns and high walls, has never kept a particularly well-stocked, vehicle emporium. But you think you did see that there should be a truck or something there. So yeah, you just head to the garage?
Yes.
Cool. Rose and Meat, are you heading to the Wolf's Biker Gang bar first, or are you going to go to the garage? Oh no, they're going to loot, aren't they?
The first thing I want to do, yeah, is loot that guy's room.
Cool.
I
you don't have
kind
to
of,
roll for
I
everyone.
just need, I want more barter. Is basically it.
Everyone's attention is on the docks, so no one tries to stop you going there, even if you are being followed by the 8-foot tall Meat. Yeah.
It's very inconspicuous.
I don't know if you actually understand how tall 8 foot is. That's terrifying.
Have you never
Yeah.
heard of hiding in plain sight?
Like Yao Ming, that guy's at my shoulder.
I know. Most
Ridiculous.
the big WWE wrestlers are at your shoulder. Yeah, you head to the room, no trouble. You find, like, this guy was from North Havenbrook, which is relatively affluent an area. They've got a lot of money-making gigs, so you find 2 barters worth of stuff, which is a lot. Like, kind of to think of a barter's like the briefcase of money in the mob show. It's a sizable chunk of wealth.
Okay.
Briefcase of driver licenses in this
Yeah.
case.
Yeah, you find his driving license, like a bunch of driving licenses he uses as currency. He's got like a case of that, and he also has he's got something random and weird. He has like an actually working video camera.
Oh, is that one of the barters, or is that as well as the
that's
two?
what one of the barters is. Like, he has
Okay.
an actual working video camera with kind of like a very easy to charge outlet. So, like, that's incredibly rare. That's definitely worth the barter.
Okay.
And yeah, he's got his actual working video camera. So yeah, you pick up this stuff. You've definitely got 2 barters worth of stuff here.
Right. Then I'm going to head straight to Wolf's. That's all I need.
All right.
Make sure the place doesn't have any trace of me in it, which I doubt it would. I'm only in there for a couple of minutes.
They're not much for
Desperately
their
situation.
forensic work here either, so you should be fine.
Yeah.
So you
Oh, you know what? before I head to Wolves as well, I want to pick up my sniper rifle and my helmet, which are back at my place.
Awesome. You grab your sniper rifle and helmet. It's not too far away. I think you've got one of the nicer rooms in the compound. And you head off. So you have to walk by the garage to get to Wolves.
Okay.
And yeah, you see in the garage, normally there's just like a shit show. There's like a bunch of boats, effectively. They do most of the travel by boat. None of the boats are fast enough to catch up with this guy's, with the patron stuff, though. They're not very good. They're either big, slow, cargo-y kind of things, or they're just like, they're rowboats. But today there's a new vehicle there. There is a massive, massive battle wagon. James, you want to describe your monster of metal?
Kind of like the unholy child of a tank, semi, and an armored personnel carrier.
It's an orgy I don't want to see.
That's what happens if a baby is born at a demolition derby. Yeah, so there's this huge truck. You recognize it as belonging to James Reiner. Everyone would know about James Reynolds here. He's the driver. He is the guy who gets transport stuff from point A to point B, and sometimes on the weekends C and D. And yeah, he's got this huge truck there. And underneath the truck, you can see Arthur's legs sticking out. I think Arthur is helping James probably maybe either fix something that was broken, or perhaps just like checking it over, like a slightly more expert eye. Does that sound amenable?
Yep, that's probably what Arthur's doing.
Yeah. Cool. So you can see the Savvy Head's legs sticking out the bottom of this truck. You can see... what does Arthur look... Well, I suppose you're under the truck, so we don't know yet. And you can see James probably up on top of this massive thing, like screwing something in place. What does James Reynolds look like?
Actually, I haven't given that much thought yet.
Just exactly.
I think he
like
definitely
Burt
has to be
Reynolds.
wearing a leather jacket.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
He's got a moustache, a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. Smoldering eyes.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah. My name's
5 o'clock
James-
shadow.
So he's got leather jacket, 5 o'clock shadow. Is he kind of a big guy? Is he in quite good shape? Is he a little bit chunky from being behind the wheel too much?
He's kind of normal, like slight, and he's kind of in good shape. He's not like gonna be running a marathon or anything, but he's in good enough shape.
Good enough shape. Cool. Is it maybe that kind of strange juxtaposition of you have a really audacious and ridiculous vehicle, but the guy driving it looks relatively normal?
He's the quiet type.
Yeah, he's the quiet type.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, I didn't.
You did-
Something I think.
Yeah, I was just asking, is it kind of like the weird juxtaposition of, like, you've got this big, bombastic, really weird vehicle? People would expect a crazy driver, and instead this quite, by the standards of the apocalypse, quite down-to-earth character drives it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Cool. So yeah, you see James, like, leather jacket on, like 5 o'clock shadow, working away on his big, ridiculous vehicle, kind of dwarfed by his own creation. Does the battle wagon like have a name? Like, I don't know, for
Leviathan.
Leviathan. I was gonna say Laverne, so I was close. The Leviathan. Yeah, so you see the Leviathan, and kind of see James working on top of it, and Arthur. You pull yourself out from underneath the Leviathan after giving it a tune up. It's in good shape. It's taken a few bangs here and there from crushing things, but it could definitely be worse. And what does Arthur look like?
Well, Arthur, he's very good looking, but more like a handsome, like cute boy way. He's wearing like like old blacksmithing clothes.
Yeah. So from out from underneath this thing comes kind of like a younger, like boyish figure. Than
Yeah.
those, but wearing like old fashioned like the leather blacksmith apron. And
Yeah.
sort of looks like an older person's clothes on a younger person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Rose,
He's only
like,
like
this would be the ideal vehicle and the ideal driver to get you where you need to go.
Would I know how to hire him? I mean, if he's well known, does he work
Definitely
for
hire.
someone, or is he kind of?
He's
Oh, so he's self-employed.
yeah, he's for hire. Normally, like we were talking about earlier, normally he does trade for the base, but you'd definitely be a free agent in this world.
Cool. Meat,
That's
I think
a
I
really
found our
big
Ryan.
go-kart. Is what Meat says.
What does he say? Sorry.
That's a really big go-kart.
Ah, good. That's what we need. Big go. With your go-kart and this go-kart, fuck, we could do anything.
Go-karts.
Let's go chat. James, hi. Sorry to disturb you. Are you busy?
Just doing some maintenance.
Yeah,
Oh.
you look over James and just give you a quick description of Rose and Meat. Rose is this very pretty, very kind of cute-faced girl who lives in the town. Most people think she's quite unassuming, just sort of around always. And standing next to her, to the town, the good-looking girl of the town is this 8-foot tall man wearing, I believe it was American football pads, a
Bulletproof
license,
vest.
a bulletproof vest with a license plate across it that says Meat, and a hockey mask.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Fireman's axe.
Yeah, fireman's act. Yeah, the reason I come up to you, James, is I need. There's some shit that needs to go down. I need just the best vehicle out there, and obviously, you're the man. So I need to get a team together. We're running down the carnival ships. You know, the ones that were just in town. Want to take out the lead one. If possible, stop it in the water and then basically slaughter everyone on board. Would you be up for that sort of thing? I mean, obviously there's a good price in it for you, and once we've scuppered the ship, there's gonna be a fuck ton of drugs to go around and as much barter as you can fill your pockets with.
I think I could be okay with that.
Good man. I mean, is the Leviathan ready to go, or does she need a little more work?
No, she's fine.
She's fine, cool. Shit. Now all I need is somebody with a big ass gun in order to shoot down a boat. Yeah, that'll do. Shoot down a boat, and somebody that knows how to shoot down a boat.
At that moment, the crowd applauds and Doomwolf comes round the corner, and a bit of a speed actually. I think probably walking with purpose, and I don't know, probably his huge sniper rifle over his shoulder. Eric, could you describe the lovely Doomwolf to us?
Yeah, so Doomwolf is a bit of an older man. He has a brown beard and a mustache, and he has a hoodie and a long coat and a bit of damaged army trousers. And maybe some with them who are a bit like know better. You can see that he's wearing body armor beneath his normal clothes. He looks a bit like. This is the best picture I could find. But, and he has a long sniper rifle on over his shoulder. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he looks like he knows how to kill people. Yeah, and you recognize Doomwolf. Everyone in town does. You recognize him that time he was bleeding out on the street and you stepped over him.
It happens. There's a lot of people. I can't remember everyone that I've stepped over in the street.
Okay, Doomwolf, you come around the corner, you see the massive battle wagon and this crowd of people outside, including 8-foot tall Meat, Arthur, Rose, they're all, James Reynolds up on top, they're all there.
So, Hello. How's everyone doing? Well, look at the group.
Yeah, no, it's all right. I'm standing silently. I'm still dealing with James, so
I
So,
remember
who? No, someone. I probably will recognize me then, Rose. So, whose car is this one? And I point at the big wagon.
car? That's not a car. That's a fucking death machine, and it's James's, and I've just hired it.
All right. What do I do, Cheese? Because Meat is very conflicted as to what to do when big man with big gun arrives on the scene. I'm
Yeah.
gonna ask him. So on a miss, my mask has its own agenda, and I have to act under fire if I don't follow it.
Your mask is its own agenda, and you have to act under fire if you don't follow it.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of know what your mask's agenda is, but it's not really negative to you and your current plans. What happens if you hit with Norman?
So basically, with Norman, I ask you what my what my mask wants me to do. On a 10+, I mark XP and take +1 forward if I
Okay.
do what it wants me to. On a 7 to 9, I take +1 if I do what it wants and act under fire if I don't. And on a miss, I just act under fire if I don't.
Okay, that's fine. I was wondering if I was supposed to make it something negative to you, because your mask definitely wants you to do whatever you need to do to kill the fucker who shot Domino.
Mm-hmm.
So what your mask tells you is, yeah, it's just like, ignore him, kill the patron. Get that motherfucker. They shot Domino.
All right, let's get moving. We gotta go. No time for small talk.
Where are you guys going?
After the
Kill some
ship,
people.
the carnival, we're gonna what Meat said, we're gonna fucking slaughter them. That sniper rifle of yours, I don't suppose that would be able to take out a big ass ship, would it? Need to be able to punch through the hull, maybe hit an engine or two.
Should be able to.
Cool. Now we
I
need
can
is
make
somebody.
something.
What was it? Was that a voice coming from under the car?
You can't go anywhere until I fix the fucking transmission. I mean, no, wait, that's not how it sounds. So, kindly, gentlemen, I can't do 14th century. Would you like to take the car without the transmission?
What?
James, it sounds like your car's being taken apart.
That is not what I knew.
Can you put the transmission back in? We kind of need to get rolling as soon as possible.
So it take me maybe 2-3 hours.
Well, maybe you wanna hurry it up. And I'm going.
Fine, I'm hurrying. Fine.
Yeah. In
So-
2 to 3 hours, Twice
No,
will know that you are here, and he'll probably already have men coming.
Yeah, we kind of need. Really, how fucking fast does their ship move? Come on, man. Right, look,
Fine.
we need
Fine,
this up
fine,
and
I'll
running. You
fix it
find-
now.
Yeah, yes. Come on.
He's about to
I
take his
fixed
union mandated break. That's the thing. Like, as we're going for lunch.
No, I think that's a
I'll tell you what. How about
okay.
this? How about this, little boy? You get it up and running. We get moving. You can come with any little repairs that need to be done. You can do while the fucker's running.
Are you manipulating Arthur?
Fine.
I am indeed manipulating off. Should I? Oh yeah, I forgot to roll. Sorry.
If that doesn't work, I can always go aggro. I'm on
Yeah,
standby.
it's
right
Yeah,
now.
me too. I was like, I also need to get out.
Okay, so I've done a lot. It's been a while since I've done manipulation. Let's see, manipulation. Boom, boom, boom. So
I can never remember
you
this
get
shit.
to... Oh, you choose one. So if they go along with you, they mark experience. If they refuse, you can remove one of their highlighted stats. Which do you want to offer, the carrot or the stick?
Oh.
Rose.
So what was it?
Either if they go
I'm
along
trying to
with
find
what you
it.
want, they mark experience. Or if they refuse you, you take away their highlighted stat. Carrot or stick?
I'll go for carrot. I'm feeling generous.
So yeah, do you want to mark experience?
Okay,
Arthur?
Okay. Very well. I would need to go do something real quick in my workshop.
We don't have time.
So it's like you've got an 8 foot tall killing machine. You've got a big guy that's fucking covered in guns and he's basically the hero of the town. You've got James Reynolds waiting to go, and you want to go and quickly do something in your workshop. There's time for a wank later, little boy. We need to get fucking moving.
Fine. Arthur goes and puts on his like antique suit of steel armor.
Yeah, while
Like,
everyone
and
else
straps
is
on
getting
his
ready to go, you're like, quick, strapping on armor.
We're all in the car, seatbelts on, singing the wheels on the bus.
Earplugs in so your eardrums don't get blown out by the engine.
Yeah.
Well,
He
most of you
probably
are
is
in the
actually
wagon.
singing the wheels on the bus.
Meat has his own car, don't you?
Yeah, I have this like super like rusty spiked up go-kart. I look just hilarious in it. I'm like basically as big as it is, and like I'm all hunkered down in it.
I
It's just
believe
like
I like the mental image we gave for last time was it's like Bowser in Mario Kart, like kind of.
Yeah,
signs
I love
of-
that as well.
That is exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah. Awesome. So you're all there, engines on, you're waiting, and then James comes out. I'm sorry, Arthur comes out in. Is it like a full suit of medieval armor?
Yep. That's
So-
how it.
Guys.
Clank, clank, clank.
James, is this guy reliable? He looks kind of kooky.
He's
Most people.
a lot more reliable.
Most people
than he
probably
looks.
know.
One at a time, please, gents. James.
He's a lot more reliable than he looks.
Okay, that's fine. Arthur, what were you going to say?
If it wasn't for me, this town would blow up. Wait, did I turn the bomb off? No, didn't. Okay, I did turn the bomb off.
Don't worry about turning the bomb off. We need
You
to get
not-
going. Just leave the
the
fucker
only
ticking.
bomb you
It's
have
fine.
to worry about is me, little man.
Right, please.
Fine. He gets into the battle wagon.
Probably needs a hand up because of all the armor. Like, Meat has to give him up. Well, Meat pushes him up onto it. Throw and then you take off. Okay, so you start just, I'm guessing, burning rubber down the road that leads towards the town nearby and station.
Yeah.
Trying to catch up. You can see the truck still, the boat still in the distance as you're leaving. They're probably down to about here already by the time you get a chance to
Fuckers.
get out. So to give you kind of an idea of scale, if you zoom out a bit on the map, from the base where you guys are right now, along, it's about, you'd have to go about, 50 odd kilometers of kind of just taxiing along in the water, going down, and then across here, and then he has to go through what's called the crossing, which was once a large kind of dual carriageway bridge across the water. The bridge collapsed in part at some stage, but a gang moved in, I suppose more of a hardhold moved in, and created kind of a water blockade around the legs of it. And that's how people travel across the river. It's also how people, they also stop boats to take a toll. And if the patron wants to get to Twice's location quickly, he will have to go through this crossing and get to his part of the town, which is down in the bottom sort of south of the town. In order to do that. So the crossing is a good place to intercept him nice and close and get him when he's weak. Another option would be to, if you can't catch up with him in time, would be to go across the crossing yourself, go into the city and try and catch him when he's coming off his boat. it'd be very hard to get him once, because this is such a big body of water out here. There'd be no way to really engage him in the middle of the water until he gets to the crossing. Maybe you could engage him over here, but unfortunately there's a big fucking weird zone right there that makes it, kind of a no-fly zone. So that's kind of what everyone's kind of aware of. That maybe Meat thinks of it slightly differently, and like there is the magic water walkie place, but everyone kind of knows. You're not going to really be able to catch up with him until he gets to where the water thins out and becomes a river instead of a lake.
Okay. Well, we need to come up with a plan. Luckily, we've got a savvy head on board. We've got a guy with an armor-piercing sniper rifle. We've got me with my piddly little sniper rifle, which is good against things with squishy parts. We've got Meat, who basically lives on killing things with squishy parts, and we've got the best fucking driver. We've got the James Reynolds.
The James
The
Reynolds.
James Reynolds.
The myth, the legend that is
himself.
James Reynolds.
Yeah. His middle
So-
name is his middle name is James. His first name is Z.
Yeah. He's the James the Reynolds.
Exactly.
He has 5 names. 3 of them are the. So between us, we should be able to come up with a decent plan. Obviously, we'll have to shout the plan at Meat, who's doing rings around us in his little go-kart.
Yeah, look behind.
So, Savvy Head, with an armor-piercing rifle, do you think we'd be able to slow down that ship?
We could slow it down, but we couldn't stop it.
You don't think we could hit the engine?
Well, do you know where the engine is?
It's on the ship somewhere, but other than that, no. I don't think I've seen the engine, have I, Matt?
No, it's like a very blocky kind of square armored transport, like closed off armored transport with a big like bring down door. The engine is definitely like hidden away, like it's a military grade vehicle.
What if we take out the propeller then? Because the propeller has to be on the outside.
Yeah, it's underneath kind of
I
on the
don't know.
armor. Now you could take
Well-
out his smaller boats maybe with an armor piercing rifle, or you could try and board them effectively. Might be a solution. You could maybe slow it down, but I don't know if you would be able to fully stop that kind of vehicle even with a powerful sniper rifle.
Okay, so if it's possible, I assume that this is Arthur telling me this in the back of the car, and we're discussing it. It's like, right, so maybe if we could take out some of the smaller ships, they've got less backup, slow them down so that we're able to get to the crossing just as they're getting there, and board them at the crossing. That seems like the smartest thing to do. Obviously, once we're on board, it's going to be a fucking free-for-all, blood, death. A free-for-all with blood and death coming up. He's on board. Can anyone think of a better plan than that?
How
We could build some sort of weapon but I need to go back to my workshop.
We don't have time.
That's not an option.
Yeah.
I could probably rig together some sort of rudimentary catapult.
how
And I would
quickly
just-
could you? How quickly could you put together a harpoon gun?
Alright, I could do that in a few minutes or so. You mean like a really big harpoon gun?
Something that will put a harpoon in their boat that we can connect to the Leviathan, and they will not move.
Oh shit! So it'd be like a tug of war between the Leviathan and the boat.
I always win tug of war.
Do we need... okay, after we harpoon the boat, how are we going to get on the boat?
Zipline.
I'm a very
What was
good
that?
climber.
Okay.
Zipline across the harpoon.
It would have to be a chain. It wouldn't be a rope, because a chain they could just fucking a rope they could just cut. A chain that's gonna stay in.
Well, does anybody have any chain?
I think
Not
it's
on me.
believable there's some chain in the back of the battle wagon.
Probably got snow
Okay.
tire chains.
We're gonna need some chain. We're gonna need a very strong. We're gonna need some We need something to build a big ass crossbow.
So that's on you, Arthur. You're gonna have to start MacGyvering in the back of the battle wagon. Probably pulling stuff off walls occasionally. Like, I'm just gonna use your bench and just rip the bench up.
What's sitting here?
James, you'll be reimbursed. We'll make sure that this thing's rebuilt even better than it is at the moment. Arthur, please don't take anything vital apart for parts.
Arthur lets go of the brake wire that he was about to rip out.
Sorry. So we need brakes? Oh, okay.
You weren't planning on stopping, were you? Why?
Cool. So you guys roar along. The road between the town that the station is in and the base is quite well maintained. The base sends people out to clear it out pretty much every day. You pass kind of old big houses on the side, completely overgrown with trees. It's probably in one of these that Meat normally lives. And like the woods kind of press up against the road in a lot of places. You roar along and you get down to the old destroyed town that's down kind of at the bottom. That's down here. It's there. The town that the station surrounds. But by the time you get there, the boat's already pulled out into the kind of open water, and it's beginning to move its direction around to there. So here's kind of where your a Telltale game style free choices pops up in front of you, because there are kind of free ways to get towards the crossing in the city. The way, kind of the fastest way, well, the fastest way would be to take an old road that goes down here straight through the weird zone to the crossing. That way is generally considered pretty much suicide and extremely weird. Weird zones are a problem that is not easily managed. The other way would be to go up from the station, past the across the mountains, and then down kind of there. A little bit less direct, still very quick though. The main danger about going that way is you're just going to have to go along the roads. Hopefully you won't get attacked by crazies or anything like that will come up. But that way's still pretty quick. The safest option would be to wait at the station and get a train. There is like a huge, heavy armored steam train that runs from the station to the depot into the hive. So that's the quickest way into the... Well, it's slow and it's unreliable, but it's very safe. Nobody fucks with the train.
I don't know. We should really leave this up to the driver. He knows the urgency of getting there. And basically, if we don't get to the ship, there's no buttload of drugs in it for us. So,
so why would exactly I need? Is there anything interesting on the ship? That's what I was asking. Like,
I mean, I feel at this stage, Arthur, you've just realised you've been a little bit kidnapped.
When are we gonna get back? I have something I need to finish. The major told me to fix it. He told me not to He told me to go check out the sewer lines, but I'm sure it's fine.
You sure it's fine? Excellent. Then we'll carry on. Right. So, driver, what do you think the best route is? I mean, you're the man. You are the. You
James.
don't even have any other names. You're the.
Well, the weird zone, doesn't matter how good of a driver you are, you don't know what to expect with that. So, my best bet is the mountain pass.
You think we'll be able to get there before the ship does?
Yes.
Fuck yeah, you can. You're James.
I
fucking
trust you.
Reynolds.
Yeah.
You're the James Reynolds.
The James Reynolds.
Yeah, that.
I love how we've made him a legend.
Yeah, it's like the Han Solo of this campaign.
He made the Kessel Run.
Yeah, I mean you've made
It's a fucking space lane.
you've made the base hive run in less than 12 parsecs before. Yeah, the way you would normally take James is to go over the mountain and then down to the crossing, like avoiding going for the weird zone. And you know you could definitely make it You think you can make it to the crossing pretty much about the same time the boat will make it if you go all out.
Okay.
Okay. So I think
Let's do that then.
everyone is kind of in agreement that you bust above the road. The road going over the mountain here, it's it turns and it curves and it's a very windy road, and it's a lot less well maintained. So more than once you kind of smash against some like forestation at the side and knock over some trees. But you know, you don't give a fuck. You just barrel through everything. This is kind of weird to me now because I know a few hours later the other party comes by and there's knocked over trees on the road. So I'm pretty sure you knocked those trees over and blocked the path for them. But you make your way across these hills down.
Are there any like gun ports or anything that me and the gun lugger can kind of peek out of, look for shit happening, maybe take some pot shots if needed?
Yeah, there would be some windows, kind of like the arrow slits on old castles. Like big enough that you can shoot out of it, but
Arthur's
small
design,
enough that nothing's
obviously.
getting in.
Yeah.
Go on then. I will use my sniper rifle. I'll take a peek out the window. If I see anything moving that looks meaty, I'll take a shot at it.
Okay, so you shoot me in the head.
He is
roll a new
unfazed.
character.
He shakes it off.
Fine.
Thank you.
Yes, that's the spirit.
You reach the lake across the hill. It's a very scenic, kind of beautiful lake. This one, like think of like the nicest lake you've seen in a nature park somewhere.
I peed in this lake once.
It was fresh water before meat peed in it. Now it's not so fresh. But yeah, there's this. You go by this big lake. You turn. You begin to barrel your way down. You barrel your way through the town. I don't know if there's like a move you should be making to travel all this way, but I think it's
No, we're good, thanks.
go.
Just assume we're successful.
Yeah, I mean, and you catch up with the boat. You shoot out its engine and you kill everyone. Well done, guys. Good game.
They give up. They offer us all the loot that we want.
Yeah, you get all the barter and you reverse the apocalypse.
Turns out.
Hey.
Um,
GG.
you barrel along for a time. Reynolds, your kind of eyes like kind of glued to the road as you just fly along. As you're going though, you notice eventually something that you're not entirely sure you want to crush or squish beneath your mighty wheels in front of you. Standing in the middle of the road is a young girl who looks to be about the age of 15. She's right in the middle of the road, kind of walking along towards you. Not that young girl, Farah, they're way past there.
I'm gonna ram her.
You're gonna ram
This
her?
landscape's just full of little girls.
It is. That's my
So
apocalypse.
using my vehicle.
Wow, man, that's so creepy. You're on a list. My sort of apocalypse. Bring on the little girls.
Don't hit me.
Okay, so you're going to just... you're kind of around here now, so you're traveling... Come on, do the thing.
Did we just hit a little girl?
I'm about to.
Yeah,
We don't have time to stop. We have to go and kill this dude.
So are you going aggro at the little girl using your vehicle?
Yeah. If she doesn't get out of the way, I'm gonna ram her. So let me roll that.
Cool. She is going to suck it up and take it.
Sweet.
Yeah, so you're standing, you're going to this little girl meet, and you're like, yeah. Like, little girl, and remember, you're in a go-kart. So
Yeah.
this isn't like hitting her with a speeding truck. Like,
So it's gonna hit her for 3 harm plus its massive AP. So that's 4 AP harm.
so she looks up as you're coming, and you notice she pulls out like a checkered flag and lifts it, and then you smash into her. Her legs both like break violently. Probably like one of them comes off and goes underneath your wagon. And then she's just lying like in your lap. Like she goes over the wheels and then like lies in your lap, and you break her legs. And as you do that, you just hear Yeah! Woo! And engines just burst into life around you.
Nice.
The trees that were just behind you.
That's a bad thing, by the way, James. Engines burst into life around you. Nice. Yeah, that's what we want. More people around us with cars.
Yeah, so the trees behind you explode out the way, and what was probably once like a big double-decker bus comes bursting out of the trees directly behind you and starts chasing after you. It's been retrofitted though. It's covered in like, they've just like riveted steel to the bus in all these different places. And the front of the bus, they've applied 2 massive woodcutter saws that are just going spinning at full speed.
That's awesome.
Directly in front of the bus, and it pulls out behind you. At the same time, a bunch of like dirt bikes come out. 3 dirt bikes burst out of the trees and start riding around the battle wagon. And they're like cheering, and there's like guys on the back with pistols like beginning to take pot shots at the car. And finally,
Arthur says that. Arthur looks at the window. Did we just hit something?
and
He's like,
at the same time, 2 more bigger vehicles come out. One of them, it's just like a hunk of junk. It looks like just this big hunk of junk flying along, but it's got a massive engine built into the back. And sitting on the hunk of junk, like you can just kind of see them through like this paned window, is one kind of handsome, like middle-aged guy with a black vest on, next to a completely naked, extremely hairy man. And they're like bursting along like one side of the road, and bursting along the other side of the road is another car. It's another one of those big circular saw like woodcutter things. It's kind of around the edge, and then it's got 2 big like Lamborghini engines burning up behind it. And it's got one guy wearing a red shirt in the back, 2 guys wearing blue, and 1 guy wearing a gold shirt. And they're both like coming up on your flanks and trying to they look like they're trying to get in front of your car. The bikes are just harassing the battle wagon, and the massive bus, which has really obnoxious music playing and coming out of it, just wants to catch up with you and ram into the back of you.
So which one of these is our battle wagon? Is it this?
Yeah, that's the battle wagon.
Where's my goat?
no, we get to be the. No, our thing is definitely the bigger thing.
Not in this case. I think the bus is a bit bigger. They're similar in size, but like this bus is massive. It's got a whole bunch of people in it. They're all partying out and chasing after you. And yes, I require a go-kart.
DM, it says I get 1 basic weapon, but admins want 6 Sparto. Can I have a bow?
Yeah, you can have a bow or a crossbow if you want.
Yeah, Arthur is really into fantasy, so but it's not doesn't look like a normal bow. It's like really
Sweet, nice go-kart.
Go-kart.
That's rad.
We, blood and death. We.
That's awesome.
Deadpool.
There, now the image is complete. So yeah, this all happens kind of all at once, and they're all cheering, and you recognize they're just fucking, all of them are crazy in different ways.
My people.
Your people have come.
why did we hit?
Yeah. And so I'm driving, and I'm like, all right, buddy, what do we do now? I'm gonna roll Norman again.
You're gonna talk to Norman.
Mm-hmm. I get us into this mess now. I always do this move.
Okay, Norman is going to say, ignore them. Just let's get to the patron.
Okay. Just keep going.
Cool.
I want to try and do something under fire because I want to take lead here. I'm the one that kind of organised this little shitstorm.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I have to roll before I give my instructions or after. I don't. It's up to you, man.
It
What do
depends
you
what
want?
your instructions are.
Well, I'm gonna shout, James, try and outrun them. Doomwolf, Do what you do best. Pick your targets. Try and take out that giant drill. The bikers, they're nothing to this fucking hunk of armor. Savvy, you shoot them with
Hey,
your arrows.
I have Arthur, I have a name. I have a name.
Good for you, Savs. If you can think of anything called a sort of explosive you can throw at them, go for that. But I guess let's just try and convince them that taking us out is not a good idea.
Wait, is there on the battle wagon? Is there like a roof where you could pop out?
That's up to James.
There's a sunroof.
Yeah.
There would be a hatch on top of it.
Yeah, I feel you could stand on top of this vehicle. So, yeah, I've taken you over. We've got a bunch of options for vehicle combat. Gonna draw your attention to this.
Yeah,
one.
there's the road war stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially for meat there. Just don't look at that one. Look at that one, meat.
That's my favorite move.
Yeah. Fuck Norman. Yeah. So I guess like the two guys who were driving, Meat and Reynolds. What actions are you going to take? Because you're going to set the tempo for everyone else. And James, you can see these two vehicles that are trying to overtake you, kind of coming up on your side. You're surrounded by these swarming bikes, like throwing. I think you can see some of them are trying to light Molotov cocktails and stuff. And the bus that's like coming roaring up behind you, the huge circular saws like wheeling away, like desperately wants to ram that ass. So, yeah, what would James do? James would BRB because he needs to take a quick bathroom break. Meat, what would Meat do?
Well, I think so. I just advanced, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Again, and so I took Visions of Death.
All right.
So I'm gonna act under fire because I'm like, run away. As I pull my axe off, and I'm like, I don't know about that. So
Roll
I'll act
cool.
under fire.
Yes.
You know what? I got a lot of. I got so many rock. My other move doesn't do anything. I should definitely. Can I change a move? Because I'm not sure. I was sure about Reality's Fraying Edge because I can't even use that now.
Okay, you've not used it yet, so if you want to change one, you can change one.
And then
Yeah, I'm changing to the one where I get that roll weird under fire instead of hard because I have really bad hard. I'm not very hard. I mean, I have a hard time.
I mean, when you're under fire, you roll cool.
Oh, yeah, I'm bad at. That's what I meant. I'm really bad at cool.
That's fine. Cool. So yeah, sorry, Meat. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Fuck Norman.
Yeah. So I'm gonna fuck you. So I'm gonna roll Visions of Death.
Cool. I have no idea what that does.
So on a 7 to 9, I'm gonna name one person who will die or one person who will live, and you will make sure that vision comes true, even if it's remotely possible. So driver of the big bus, he's gonna die.
The guy who's driving the big bus?
Yep.
Excellent.
He's gonna die. Yeah.
All right. So they will definitely die. Yeah, you can definitely see the person. Like you can't see them, but inside that cab, inside this heavily armored cab in the bus, there is somebody who has to die. And as you're kind of looking at them, you can see like the door to the side of the bus is open, and there's like a guy shirtless but covered in like body glitter, hanging out the side and going. Wah! He's got like a bottle of whiskey in his hand. He's like throwing it around, like sloshing it, and he's like partying out the edge of the bus.
Yeah. I'm gonna board it eventually. I promise.
All right. So you've decided that person's definitely dying. James, what are you and the battle wagon, the Leviathan, going to do? Because you kind of set the tempo for everyone in the beast.
Kind of hold steady unless something gets like right up on it, and if it does, destroy it.
Okay.
It's kind of like ramming.
All right. I mean, you do have some options, like vehicle road war options. You could try and outdistance. You could try to shoulder another vehicle and just crunch.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant, like shouldering. Like
You
if
want
they
to
get,
shoulder?
if they get by.
Shoulder.
Yeah.
some of the bikes and try and like just take out all these little bikes that are buzzing around you? Do you want to try and take
Sure.
out one of these two cars overtaking you?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Which one sounds good? The cars overtaking or the bikes?
The bikes.
The bikes, cool. All right. So yeah, they're all swarming around you. They started lighting Molotov cocktails. They intend to burn you effectively within your metal tomb. Roll.
Can I spend one?
Can you spend one what?
Can I spend one of my hold to somehow just kick? I have to think about it more.
Okay. Yeah. So James, you want to shoulder the bikes. So roll plus cool on a hit. You shoulder it aside, inflicting vehicle harm as established. On a 10 plus, you do +1 harm. On a miss, it shoulders you instead and inflicts harm to you instead. So roll your cool.
Yeah.
Whew.
Oh no, he did well. He just see you've put
He's put it
Oh,
in
right.
wrong.
you've put
You need to put 2 instead.
yeah. Don't put pluses into your character sheet. For some reason that makes it roll 0. Just put
Okay.
a straight 2. So what you actually got was a 10, an 11
11.
actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you
So,
actually rolled
yeah.
really well.
I mean, you're massive. You must do a ton of vehicle harm.
Yeah, massive 3.
Massive
Yeah.
3. These are bikes, which are like Silhouette 1 or something. There are a gang of them, but I don't think that's going to save their lives in the slightest. Yeah, you shoulder each of the... Like, you just begin crunching the bikes under the Leviathan's massive wheels. Like, they try and throw their Molotovs at you. Now, when it says vehicle harm is established, is that trading harm like it would be with normal combat? Or is
So he's using his vehicle as a weapon
yeah.
against another vehicle. I don't know. I don't actually know what I'm talking about. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't think it will in this case. It might do later on. I'll double check that one day. But for now, yeah, you're just crunching. You crunch one bike under your wheels. They get caught. You see like somebody spin and fly out underneath. You catch another guy. They spin and crush and fly out underneath. Yeah, you just see the bikes begin to disappear under the Leviathan's mighty wheels. As this is happening-
Arthur just starts holding up a sword once more into the breach.
Arthur goes once
boy.
more into the breach.
Yeah, and he draws out the arrow that says "Special Arrow."
Cool.
He's
So-
gonna launch that with his sword.
Yes.
Am I
Drive me
able
closer.
to?
I want to hit them with my sword.
Am I gonna get a chance to get a shot off at these guys at any point?
Yeah. Who?
Yeah, me too.
It looks like you guys are staying close and like fighting. So you can see these two other cars are starting to overtake you. And yeah,
Mhm.
does anyone want to read a sitch or anything, like gain actual insight into what's going on and what they're trying to do, or do you know what?
I'm just gonna kill the
Can I read
guy.
Can I read a sitch? Isn't
Sure.
that roll plus sharp?
Yeah, roll plus sharp. And you two, yeah, you can take your shot. So what do you want to shoot at, Rose and Doomwolf?
I want to stop. You said there's a disc thing. I thought that this thing was attached to those other 2 things.
Yes,
You
it
said there
is.
were
Yeah, they were.
They
3
were, and I
guys.
grouped them and they popped apart. Yeah, there were a bunch of guys in the back. One wearing a gold kind of t-shirt, 2 wearing blue and 1 wearing red. And the whole thing's like one big circular saw disc. With basically
Yeah, I want to
big
take that out
indicators.
because that sounds terrifying.
And Arthur, you did well. Get your questions ready and ask them away.
I've never read a sitch. Okay, I'm sorry guys, but every time I've ever played Apocalypse World, I've never actually had to do any of these things because we never got past the first session.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
So,
well,
like,
I've got
what
the rules
questions you
here.
want?
So, bum.
Uh,
Let me just.
I can't read that; it's really blurry.
Okay.
You can also find it like in the journal, and then I think it's basic moves,
It is.
in handouts, and then basic
Let's
moves.
see. Under read a situation. So on a 10 plus, you can ask 3 of these. Where is my best escape route? Which enemy is most vulnerable to me? Which enemy is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What is my enemy's true position? Who is in control here?
I'm not. Who's in control here, and what's my biggest threat, and what's really going on in the situation?
Okay. So who's in control here? Right now, although like the bikes have been crushed, the guys who have done the ambush are still in control. And the reason for this is because the enemy's true position is it's those big circular saws. That souped up bus will probably eventually catch up. And when it does, it's going to slam into the back of you and just start churning through the beautiful, beautiful Leviathan. Which enemy is most vulnerable to you? Oh, and you also see that the other true position is these two cars that are trying to overtake you. The guys in the hunk of junk, the two guys, like the big naked hairy guy, has a big nasty chain. He's going to throw that over to the other car. They're going to hook it onto the car, and then they're going to hit the brakes. So they'll probably die, but they'll probably damage the Leviathan badly when the chain hits the Leviathan.
Nasty chain would be useful. I'm sure a savvy head would think that.
Yeah. And which enemy is most vulnerable to you? Probably... Well, the bikes were, but they're dead. The enemy that's most vulnerable to you now is probably... I don't know. Probably the two cars trying to overtake you. They're a lot less... Actually, I know what the answer to that is. The enemy most vulnerable is the big battle bus. Its door is open on the side and could be quite easily boarded.
Well, Arthur says, okay, the two. He says this in the naughty way. Well, the two cars' vertical momentum. By the time they're going to try and throw the chain, creating a point where the grab will decelerate. Those decelerate at a rapid rate.
Just tell me what to shoot.
Oh,
Okay,
take
okay,
out the tires, dude.
okay.
Let's take out the tires.
Kill the car. Who's in charge? Again,
Who's in charge of what?
I asked that question.
The battle
Oh, yeah.
the big battle truck, the big battle bus that's going to ram you in the butt.
The commander's in that truck, and the weakest one is those two cars.
Cool. So what do you guys start shooting?
Yeah, I want to take out. Does the disc thing have tires? I'm kind of having trouble getting into my head what it looks like.
It's got
At the moment, to me, it looks like something from Robot Wars.
It's probably
Just
not
shoot
a
the
bad
engine.
enough.
Yeah,
Two engines on the back.
Yeah.
It does
I'd
have
imagine
wheels.
so.
You can see them kind of underneath. They're not being. There's also like the guys who are on it are literally just sitting out on the open, like rumbling along. Yeah, they made this themselves clearly, by strapping the biggest engines they could onto the pointiest thing they could, and then sticking some wheels underneath it. It goes very fast. It's probably not particularly safe.
Alright, so when I go aggro, because I've got my ice cold, it says when you go aggro on an NPC, roll plus cool instead of roll plus hard.
Yeah,
Does that include if I'm shooting?
yeah. You're
Or is
going
that just
aggro with your gun.
threatening? Yeah.
Yeah, you're going aggro.
I would like to take a fucking shot at that. I guess if I can't see the wheels that well on the circular saw one, I will go for the guy in the gold shirt.
Okay, so what do you want when you go aggro? You kind of got to say, like, do you want them to drive off the road? Do you want one of them... You can just say, I want them to die. So either one of them dies or they suck it up and take damage.
I basically want them to be less of a threat to us. If that means them going off the road, then yeah. That's why I was originally going to go for the wheels, but I want to prevent them from overtaking us.
Okay, so you want them to pull back as opposed to get brutally murdered.
I kind of want them to die as well.
Yeah, you want them to... You could just say, what I want is for them
Well,
to die.
which one of them looks like they're actually driving the thing, or do they each have a steering wheel or something?
The one in
No,
gold
no.
shirt is definitely driving.
Golden shirt. I want the bullet to go through his stomach. I want him to be alive enough to
To crash.
steer the place wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You want to kill him. Okay, so you want to kill their you want to kill their driver.
Yes, I
Oh,
do.
awesome.
Huh?
That's it,
Shall I
awesome.
roll?
Yeah. Roll your go
Oh.
aggro. Oh no, that's Arthur's. God, everyone's rolling well. Okay.
It won't last. We know this from last time. It's we're rolling fantastically. Look at this, guys, and then it all went to shit.
So they either give you what they want, which is the dead driver, or they suck it up and take damage. What's the damage on your gun? It's a free, isn't it?
Damage on my gun is it's 3 harm. Yeah.
Free harm. So you line up your sniper rifle on the driver, and you're about to just as you fire, the guy in the red shirt moves in the way. It blows, like the bullet blows through him. He falls back into the guy in the gold's arms, and you see the guy in the blue shirt lean over, look up, and say something. Hard to hear over the kind of rushing of wind and stuff, but it looks from his mouth like he just said, "He's dead, Jim." And then the captain goes, "No!" and then just chucks the guy off the edge. Then you fire again and shoot the doctor in the head. Because you do a fair bit. So let's see. They're a gang. So they get +1 armor. And they already had 1 armor to start with.
I recognise these guys, the Trekkies.
You blast through. You kill the guy in the red shirt. Obviously, that he has to die first.
Ensign Ricky.
And they take
I
some
just got
damage.
it. It's good.
It just clicked in Eric's head. I was wondering when it would click. They come. Yeah, they decide to suck it up and take harm. So you do 1 harm to them. I think. Yes, you do 1 harm to them this time, but they don't get to any harm back because you went aggro. Is that how it works? I am so confused.
I don't know. I thought my sniper rifle did 3 harm.
That's how it.
Let me double check.
I don't know how.
I was.
Yeah, you're right.
When you make move, do what you want. Yeah. So you go aggro, so you don't take harm in response this time, as if you seize the situation. But you blast one of these guys. You kill one of them, but they're still barreling forwards. They've chosen to keep on their way, and lose their red shirt. Doomwolf, what do you want to do?
So I see this one's still driving.
Yeah, they're still going.
Yeah, that one looks more dangerous than the other one because this one is a circus saw. So I don't know what kind of move it is, but would it look to me if I can shoot one of the engines down?
Yeah.
I cannot do it.
You could call that maybe seizing control of the situation.
Yeah.
So you want to seize control of their mobility.
Yeah.
They are now.
I basically want them to go off the road.
Yeah. Now they have.
Does the Socktail Saw actually have the crest of like the United States on it?
No, that's just the only circular thing I could find. I mean, you know what? Yes, it's got the crest of the United States on it. Why not? They got that from somewhere.
This apocalypse was actually caused by this year's election, turns out.
Yeah.
Damn it, Obama.
Yeah, you can try it. We're gonna call it seizing by force. They've drawn like pistols and are gonna fire back at you as you're doing it. But you're gonna have armor, your armor and stuff. So yeah, go hard, and obviously mark it. Nice. Okay. So you get to choose where is it? You get to choose on 10 plus. Choose
It's seized by force, right?
yes, and you get to choose free of these. So you can inflict terrible harm, suffer little harm, take definite and undeniable control of the situation. You can impress, dismay, and frighten your enemies.
So, the first 3.
The first 3. Okay.
So
you inflict
+1 arm,
terrible
-1
harms.
arm.
So you're also a small guy because you are not to be fucked with.
Yep.
So when they return fire, they're only going to do 2 harm to you. They're using handguns, and you've got 2 armor plus minus that. So you're going to take -1 harm. You still have to roll the harm move. So roll 2d6 minus 1. When they hit you, but you'll probably be fine. Yeah, 4. You're fine. Yeah, so they don't hurt.
So what do I do?
Yeah, you've already rolled it. 2d6 minus 4. They fire back at you. Their bullets like bounce off the truck, and like one of them like skims your armor, but you know you don't care. You've been shot plenty of times. Your weapon's armor piercing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's armor piercing, violence, 3 harm, 4 high tech. I don't know
Yeah.
what all of that mean, but
They're just tags to kind of give it flavor, almost. But apart from the armor piercing, that means it just ignores armor. So you
yeah. So armor
fire your
piercing,
gun.
3 armor.
Like Rose fires her gun. This like guy in a red shirt goes, ugh! Like there's a "you're dead, Jim" moment, and then there's just a huge explosion when you shoot its engine. The whole like you shoot like through one of the big exposed engines into the other big exposed engines. Why am I saying engines? And the whole thing explodes into flames, and just
Nice.
rumbles and crashes into the woods. Not the Indians, exactly.
Question: Is
Definitely
this
the way
is this where I do a point in experience or?
Yeah, you rolled hard, so you get a point of XP.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Cool.
you blast them. They go crashing off into the woods in a ball of fire. And yeah, does anybody else want to do anything?
I sure do.
What do you want to do? mate?
I want to seize the wheel of the bus by force.
You'd have to board the bus first.
I know.
Okay.
I hate that that's plus cool though, because that's silly.
I mean, it's pretty cool to jump from one vehicle to the other.
I mean,
I feel like
Yeah,
you get a bonus if you're wearing sunglasses.
okay. So I'll try to board that first. Fail miserably because I have 0 cool. Okay. Not
All right,
horrible.
partial success on boarding a vehicle. That means you're on, but Jesus. So Jesus is there in front of you.
Yes.
He looks very
That's just
disappointed in you and your life choices.
Oops.
Oops. Yeah, so everyone sees. Do you like turn the cart fully around? You just like hit the brakes,
No,
slide.
I'm like driving on it and then up and then like get caught by the wind and pull back and then land onto the other car. My cart just tumbles over.
So everyone sees Meat pull a sick wheelie. Dead girl flying off his cart and crashing into the ground in a splintered mess. Slides backwards doing this kind of brake wheelie, and then Meat leaps across onto this bus. As you kind of reach the bus, Meat, you can't read it, but as an audience, we'd see big words spray painted on the side of the bus that say Venga. You leap across onto the bus.
Fuck off, Matt.
And inside, like, you see the bus is being completely hollowed out, and they've inserted strobe lights, and it's just flashing,
sick.
flashing, flashing. And inside there's just like 15 shirtless guys covered in like body paint, like fluorescent body paint or glitter, just
glitter.
raving out, screaming, shouting. Google Venga. And there's just the most obnoxious and worst music you've ever heard playing through a massive speaker. And yeah, you see you get in here, they all see you, look at you, begin drawing like knives and bits of metal and like, get down low, and they go, "A brother has come to face us." And as they say that, you see there's a huge like glass window, there's a big like armored glass window separating the cab from the rest of the bus, and this like crazed looking old woman with long scraggly brown hair and a bird sitting in her hair looks round and goes, "Sit down and shut up." So that's where Meat is. Back outside, what's everyone else doing? There's the last bike gets squished under the Leviathan's treads. And the last car is still trying to overtake the Leviathan, and if nothing's done soon, it will overtake the Leviathan. It's quite a quick car. Do you want to try and?
Yeah, all it's got is the chain. I don't know what it's going to do with that.
Yeah, it's not changed its tactic though. It's definitely still trying to overtake the car.
What do you think, guys? Should we try and board it, or should we destroy the fucking thing?
Arthur pulls out a sword and says, he starts giving the king the. Have you ever seen? Now I can't. That move. It's like once more into the breach.
He does that a lot. He goes into that breach
Mhm.
fairly regularly.
He
Change
does
it
once
to
more
once
every
again.
time, but we know it's not once more.
Yeah,
I have a frequent visitors card for the breach.
James,
To the breach once again.
James, you're the guy behind the wheel. Is there something you want to do to try and deal with this car overtaking you?
I don't know. I don't know if I really need to, because I don't know why they want to get in front of this thing.
Yeah, they seem pretty determined to. You don't know why.
It seems like the worst place you could possibly be.
Yeah, it's funny that. Do you want to read a situation? And gain kind of insight into what they're up to?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so roll sharp.
That was the wrong one.
Nice. Okay, so ask your question.
Why are they trying to get ahead of me?
I think you're gonna ask from. Is that one of the listed ones?
Oh. No, I wasn't looking at the list.
Let's have a look. Basic moves. Read a situation. Where is my best escape route? What is my enemy most vulnerable?
What's my enemy's true position? I think would cover that, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
what is my enemy's true position would probably answer that.
Okay, yeah.
Cool.
That one.
So, you look at them and you see them like the guy who's kind of driving. He's kind of frothing at the mouth by this stage. His arms are like tight on the wheel. His neck is bulging. You can just see the pure glow of madness in him. The pure unstoppable kamikaze craze on him. It looks. You reckon he's planning to get as far ahead of you as he can, turn around and ram you. He wants to go out in blazing glory.
That sounds like a terrible plan on his part.
Yeah, you're not sure about his life choices up to this stage. He took a long time constructing the best version of the Millennium Falcon he could out of rubbish, and now he's just planning on crashing it into the front of your car.
Oh, well, that's just sad. I guess I'll just shoulder him.
You want to shoulder him? Yeah, I think he's not too far ahead of you that you can shoulder him if you want to. So roll your cool, is it, to shoulder? Let's have a look.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
Ooh.
Don't forget to add an experience for that, the James Reynolds, because you have +1 on your call, I think.